We're live.
Okay, so just kind of an overview of what we did. The Madden residents addressed a couple of different issues with individual cooling and heating throughout the home. Had evaporative cooling prior to this with gas furnace. In addition, an Arizona room in the back, as well as his office, master bedroom, kitchen, living room, dining room. Did a whole home installation of the Mr. Slim with ducted as well as wall-mounted units to address his heating and cooling needs.
And this home uses the MXZ 8B product line, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's the with what did we end up with? Seven air handlers. Yeah, 5 of them being ducted and 2 wall mount units.
Okay. Can you tell me, did you have any prior knowledge of Mitsubishi and the product line, the type of product it was?
Just a few weeks
Okay.
of prior knowledge.
So you saw it where?
At Ace Hardware, I went in. We were thinking of doing central air in this house, an AC unit, because we've been on swamp for such a long time, and it was just really horrid in July and August. So we were looking for a central unit just to run those few days or those few months. And we priced around, and of course central units are, cheaper compared to this system. But the thing I liked about this system is it seemed so efficient that I wouldn't have to cool the whole house if I didn't want to. I could cool just one part or another part. And when I walked into Ace Hardware, there was a nice big display up there, and I looked and I said, gee, that's kind of what I'm looking for. So I contacted you folks. You came out and gave me some estimates, and I had to think a little bit because it was more expensive than the AC, but I think it's going to pay off in the long run. It's looking good here.
Okay. Obviously you had it during the hot months of the summer?
We had it, let's see, it was finished in middle of August, I think, is when we first started using it.
Still got some of our...
So we still got a little bit of it, and right away we saw a big difference from the time that we turned off the swamp cooler to the time that this picked up. Beautiful. I mean, I was sweating in this house while the swamp cooler was on, and about a day after this was running, it was nice and cool and comfortable, and I enjoyed it.
Excellent. Was there, I'm going to ask this question.
Go ahead.
Was there anything that you weren't, I'm going to say unhappy with, but is there anything that didn't meet your expectations?
You mean like concerns and things?
Yeah.
Or,
I mean,
the only concern is that when we first talked, we talked about putting the duct in the line certain places, and it ended up we had to go up through the roof and in for one of the lines, and that bothered me a little bit. I'm still worried about that roof going to leak someday.
so installation-wise, there was a concern there because of the change in how you did things?
Because of the change in what we had to do, because if he'd taken the pipe all the way around the house, I can't remember what he explained to me, but he said that would have been poorer system, less efficient, and a few other things going wrong. So I agreed to that, and yeah, but I'm still concerned about the roof.
Right.
So that was the only concern, but I suppose I can get up there and patch the roof. I mean, there's tar.
If there's an issue.
If there's an issue, yeah. And I looked what he did up on the roof, and it was very good. I mean, he definitely filled it in and did a great job of putting sealant around it and everything else. My only concern is way down the road what's going to happen. But, those things have to be done from time to time.
This is our first case study, so if there's anything you think is pertinent to what we're talking about, it would be helpful to us, because none of us have ever done one of these. So it's new to us. I'm trying to think about the things that, like, what was the biggest surprise about the whole project? When it was all said and done, what did you like the most about it? I mean, obviously it was more
cool
comfortable. The cool air, obviously, compared to it, but what about the quietness? What about...
the quietness was great. Yeah, we didn't have that constant roar going through the ductwork.
Right.
And, I mean, that cooler on high roars. It's not quiet. And my wife just for 2 weeks afterwards said, "Is that thing running? Is that thing running?" That's cool. And it is, but it was running because it was very cool and it kept us very comfortable.
Did you feel air moving? Did you feel like something was blowing, or did you just feel like it was comfortable in the house? And
I just felt it was comfortable. Occasionally when you walk past those units back there, the ones that are wall mounted, occasionally you can feel a little very light breeze out of those, but not very often. And like right now, I don't feel anything coming out of that duct up there, and yet this room is nice, very comfortable.
And you've been able to maintain your temperatures where you set your set points, and you're comfortable with that?
Yeah, before you leave, I want you to go over that again with me. Just to make sure I'm doing it right.
Yeah, those thermostats you have to get used to for sure. So.
There's a thermostat in the bedroom that I'm a little curious about. It said it was like 87 degrees in there, or the little, I think that's the temperature reading on there, said it was 87 degrees. And I had the cooler set for like 82, and so the cooler was continuing to run, and it was so cold I couldn't believe it for a while. So I just cranked the thing up to 80 something to cut the cooler off. But something seems to be a little strange with that, and I want to know if I've done something wrong and set it on a wrong setting, or
well, it may be on the auto setting where it's auto switch over, where it'll go from heat to cool, and it maybe that's the set point for one of the others. But we'll take a look at
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, yeah, it was fine. Installation took a little longer than you told me it would take, but
Yeah.
they ran into a few problems. These walls are concrete; they're not plaster, and that slowed them down cutting through them. And plus, I had a lot of junk in the attic, and I don't think they realized that it was that much work to move that stuff around.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it was okay. I'm real happy with it. I'm not sad.
Do you know anybody else with that type of system, even if it's a single? No, you're the only person.
I don't know if I didn't get recommendations from anybody else or anything. I took that and I looked you guys up on the website, and I checked with registrars of contractors, and did all the things you're supposed to do to check a group out, and then decided to go with your product.
Did you do any online research about the product?
I did. I searched websites back and forth about Mitsubishi and the different types, the Slims, and you're not the only company that makes something like that.
Right.
But I checked their companies out, and they all seem to be, well, they all claim to be pretty much in line. I guess one thing that brought me over to your company is Mitsubishi's name is well rated and highly respected, and that's probably what made me decide, yeah, let's go with the one I know more about, or the one that at least has higher ratings on it.
Okay.
So.
Well, they have been here 35 years.
Yeah.
In the United
Something like
States
that. Yeah.
with this product line. So it's amazing that this product is really well known outside of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
It's the everyday piece of equipment in anybody's house in most other parts of the world. And here, most people don't know much about it,
Right.
other than if they want to cool a single room. Just to have a whole house done is, you guys have done 3 or 4 now.
We've done more than that.
So
Whole houses.
I know there's
this
you've got
summer-
2 on this street, one on the other end over by Broadway. You've got
Yeah.
a system.
Just this summer, we've done about 6 or 7 whole houses,
6 or 7.
and then a lot of individual
Right.
rooms.
I have a 21-year-old daughter named Jamie, and a few years ago she did an exchange with a Japanese student. We had a Japanese student here for a year, and then she went over there for the summer to their place. When she came in after this was installed, she walked into the house here. She's at college. She's at U of A is where she's at. She walked in the house. She said, "Oh, Shio had those in her house." And she looked at those units in the
Yeah.
back. And she said, "Yeah, they're very popular in Japan." She said, "Just about everywhere I went, they had those type of cooling, heating systems in Japan."
Yeah.
So.
And as far as so you were happy with the installation through us, through Williamson's,
Mm-hmm.
and noise levels you're comfortable with.
Oh yeah.
Comfort level obviously was
What
one of the
noise
main
level?
thing.
What noise level? There's no noise.
Beautiful. That's what makes these.
That's what you like to not hear.
Yeah.
Point. That's what you like to know here.
And then as far as the wall mounted versus the ducted,
Yeah.
any concerns or differences or likes or dislikes as far as one over the other?
I really can't tell the difference. Maybe that one's a little noisier. I hear the little pump going off every once in a while there.
The
pump the
condensate
water
pump,
out.
yeah.
But and these I don't hear that on. But aside from that, yeah, I can't tell the difference.
How about aesthetically?
Aesthetically, oh, these look much nicer. Look at that one.
Just a grill up there,
That's
yeah.
it, you know. So definitely, yeah, not as intrusive, but they still look nice. I mean, there's nothing.
So yeah, they and the installers went through with you how to clean the filters on those and.
Well, most of these right here
Right.
don't have cleanable filters. I have to replace those.
Yeah, replace
But those, yes, about
The
taking the part
flip
out
lid.
and washing it and
Yep.
putting it back up. And he said he didn't even need to really let it dry, just make sure it was damp.
Not
and
dripping.
not dripping, and put it back in there. And yes, he went through that. And that's not difficult at all. And these replacements, I finally found at Target you can get those things. I don't know if there's any other place that are cheaper, but
Target, Ace, Home Depot, Lowe's.
all those can carry that,
Yeah.
that size. Okay.
Ace Hardware has a real good selection. Naughton's.
I haven't found.
You just want to keep an eye on them. In the summer, it's going to be a little bit more, about every month, month and a half, to change those filters. Wintertime, obviously, we don't have harsh winters, so it's not going to require as much maintenance, about once every 2 to 2.5 months. You could pretty much get through almost the whole winter with one filter change.
Okay.
So, and then you also have the maintenance agreement through us. We'll change filters when we're out here to do that as well. So, so that'll take one, or actually 2 of your filter changes off of you. So we'll make sure that that gets taken care of.
Mr. Madden, there's one question I'd like to ask you. Would you recommend this system to anyone else?
Definitely,
And would you recommend our company?
definitely.
Thank you.
Already have the man across the street.
All right.
Very nice.
Very good.
I don't know, he's not ready to put one in, but he came over and asked about it. When we spent about a half an hour going and talking about it. And he said, well, next time I'm ready to change. So,
Excellent. Thank you.
What was the stand out for you the most as far as this system? What are you most happy with as far as the Mitsubishi, Mr. Slem?
I think the fact that I'm able to choose what temperature each room's at and cool them separately. I think that's real important, because that front bedroom, which I now call my wife's walk-in closet, used to be our daughter's bedroom, and I don't need to cool that. And I don't need to cool this room right here, hardly at all. This room we get a lot of use out of, so this one I want to keep cool. My wife has a little TV room in here, that one we want to keep cool. Our bedroom we want to keep cool. And if you step back, you'll see the office area around the back of the house is a little warmer, because we really don't need to keep that cool either. So the fact that I can adjust some up and some down, really, you know, the flexibility, I guess, which is what makes it nice. And that's what I was looking for in the system, and that's what this one gave me.
Very good.
Is your wife as happy with it as you are?
Yes.
Which is maybe more important than you being happy.
Well, that's very important. Got to keep the boss happy.